You're gonna achieve your best physique if you keep applying this, because this is related to your health. It's also related to your belly fat, to your inflammation. It's incredible. It's literally incredible. If you apply this, what I'm gonna tell you today, I guarantee that everything will be different. That's the thing that I'm gonna tell you today is the difference between a loser and a winner. In any aspects of life, especially when they are trying to change their physique, especially, right? There is one thing that nowadays we know: when you don't have one area inside your brain developed in a bigger size, functioning really, really well, you don't have willpower. You give up easily. You don't continue anything that you start that's hard. That region in your brain, the scientists found out how you can optimize that area. Because remember, the area inside your brain that will help you increase your willpower, that's responsible for your willpower. That's responsible to modulate and you become a person that's emotionally strong. You don't cry for anything. Even if when your hormones are like this, like when you are in PMS, when you're about to have your menstruation, any time that you have like that hormonal peak of your progesterone or your estrogen, you are more resilient as well. Why is that? Because there is one region in your brain that can help you a lot to be more resilient, emotionally strong, and the most important, have more willpower. I'm gonna tell you how you are gonna, no, it's not the amygdala. It's not the amygdala. I'm gonna tell you. I'm gonna even show you here in this whiteboard for you to see the area. Let's go straight to the point. This area, it's called anterior mid-cingulate cortex. Anterior mid-cingulate cortex. Nowadays we know that groups of people, there are some groups of people, they have that area reduced, smaller in size, and because it's not developed, because they don't work, they don't focus on increasing that area, they don't have that willpower. They start anything, they have some goals, like they have signs that they are not enjoying simple stuff. A hobby. How many of you used to have a hobby in the past? You used to enjoy, now you're not enjoying anymore. How many of you had that? Situations in your life, now you're playing with your kids, having dinner with your partner. It was enjoyable in the past. Now you don't have any feeling. That area, that region, the anterior mid-cingulate cortex, is crucial for you to have optimized, like literally bigger. I'm gonna teach you how to make it bigger, how to make it stronger. It's incredible. It really blew my mind when I was studying this. It's amazing. Cool. Oh, Susie said, I never finished anything. Susie, if you learn how to increase the size of this area inside your brain, that's close to your, this is one region that's part of your limbic system. That's why once you increase that area, make it more active and bigger, you literally become emotionally stronger. You don't give up for anything. But the most important, your willpower will be much, much higher. Anything that you want to achieve, you achieve because that area in your brain is bigger. Check this out. Paper from 2020. Recent paper. There are many papers talking about this area, the anterior mid-cingulate cortex. Let me show you where you find this inside your brain. You need to know your brain. If you don't understand about your body, nothing matters. If you follow a diet and then you just follow without knowing what's going on, why you are following a diet, why you need to do this, why you need to do that, you have no clue. You just follow orders of a coach or a program. Forget it. You're gonna lose your willpower. You will never sustain anything. Check this out. Let's see. Pay attention to that. This is your brain. This is your brain, okay? So, this is the area that we call prefrontal cortex. Imagine that your eyes are here. Your eyes are here, right? Let's suppose this area is your neck. And this is your brain. This is your brain. It's just for you to understand. Thiago, where is this area that I need to make it bigger for me to have more willpower, for me to have a more emotional, better emotional state, for me not to cry for anything, like easily, for me not to give up easily, for me not to feel hurt when someone says something about me. How can I strengthen that area? Because I want to become mentally stronger. I don't want to give up. I want to have more willpower. I want to enjoy simple things. Having a dinner with my family, I want to enjoy more because it's not enjoyable like before in the past. Check this out. The area is right here, close to your prefrontal cortex. The area that you have creativity is your prefrontal cortex, right? The anterior mid-cingulate cortex is right here. So you have the area that's anterior cingulate cortex and anterior mid-cingulate cortex right here. Okay? Is almost in the middle of your brain. That area here is responsible this area is responsible even to decide where your glucose levels, your energy should go to your body. When you are running, that area receives the signals to your brain or to your body, and then you say, okay, Maria is running. I'm going to send more energy for her legs, for her to run more. Everything related to giving the command, even your desire for you to, the connection between your dopamine levels for you to have more motivation, that's the area. Guys, remember, we found out something incredible. The scientists found out something incredible. The best way for you to optimize this area, the best way, write this down. It's crazy. The best way for you to have that area super strong is by doing something that you're not obligated to do, is doing any task during your day that you're not obligated to do, and you don't like doing it, but you do it anyways. That's the best way. For example, let's suppose I don't want to work out right now. And then I work out on purpose. I do the opposite. Something that I don't want to do, I do it. The scientists found out that's the best thing for you to increase your willpower. You are literally increase that region by consequence. The best part that when I read this paper as well is because if you do this in one area in your life, let's suppose your exercise, let's suppose your workout. Workout is hard for most of you, right? To keep that consistently, like every single day, for example. Every single time that you are even working out, there are many of you who are doing your workout, finishing your workout, and then you are supposed to do 20 reps and then you just do 15. No, it's fine. 15, it's okay. Like you don't complete. Every single time that you don't complete something that you don't like, or you literally don't do it, something that you don't like just because you don't like it, I don't feel that I want to do this. Like, and then you don't do it, or it's incomplete. Nowadays we know this region becomes smaller. Every single time that you do something that you like, even exercise, let's suppose you literally like exercising. In your case, you are not increasing this region because you already enjoy your workouts. If you do a workout that's not challenging, that you really put pressure, even for example in exercise, someone said to me, Thiago, I hate doing squats. I'm going to tell you, if you hate doing squats, that's the best thing for you to do is squats. Because you're going to increase that region, that increase your willpower. The beauty that we found out, the scientists found out, is because even if you do one task to increase that willpower, for example, your exercise, even if you work on that willpower, you challenge yourself doing something that you don't like, but you do it anyways. The beauty is because this will reflect in different areas in your life. For example, in your job. Let's suppose you exercise, you're trying to be healthy, trying to lose that belly fat, reduce that inflammation. And then you start to exercise more consistently this year, or you're planning to start tomorrow, for example. You start exercising, and then you even feeling lazy, you do it anyways. You are supposed to do 20 reps, you do 22. Guys, that's the best thing that you can do for that region, for you to increase your anterior mid-cingulate cortex. The area that dictates your life, for you to have, always for you to win in your job, in your relationship, you never feel stressed out easily, because remember, this region is a modulator of emotions. Any emotional state that you are, if you are someone that's weak emotionally, something happens, you always feel hurt, you always feel down during the month, especially when you have that cycle in your hormones. You need to increase that area inside your brain. And the best way to do this is doing something that you don't want to do, and then you do it. If you do even more, then for example, I was running today. in the park. My record was 21 minutes. I always exercise around like 20 minutes. 20 minutes as the average. My legs were hurting already, like tired, and I had like I was finishing. It was going uphill, and I was finishing, completing the whole park around. I was running around the park. At the end, my body would say, no, slow down. You're finished already. Once my brain said that, I said, I'm gonna go faster. I'm gonna go even more than I was expecting. Guess what happened? I felt much better, not because I completed, because I did the opposite that my brain showed me. Because remember, I know, for example, one guy. The guy is successful in everything that he does. Family. Even he has like 4 children. He works a lot, but he teach about family. He teach about emotional state. He has a lot of money. He's super successful, multi-millionaire guy. Like everything that he does right. And he said one day a secret. He said, the most important thing that I do is I always do something that I'm supposed to do, but I don't like at all, but I do it anyways. And when I saw this, I like, that's incredible. That's incredible. So next time, you need to apply this. Next time that you feel anything, there is a food. Let's suppose there is a food that you don't like the taste. This food doesn't give you bloating, doesn't give you low energy, doesn't give you any side effect. You just don't like the taste of the food. Guess how you can increase that region when you eat that food that you don't like. You know that's beneficial for you. There is no harm. You don't feel bloated. Nothing happens. It's just because you don't like the taste. And then you eat that. Guess what happened? Do you think that I like tea? I don't like tea at all. I don't like the taste of teas. But guess what I'm doing? I'm drinking. Guess what I'm doing every single day when I'm exercising? Do you think that I love running? I hate running. I don't like running at all. I prefer 1,000 times lifting weights. It's much more enjoyable for me. Guess what I do? I run. Did you get that? I don't like cold shower. Guess what I do? I take cold shower. The more you keep doing something that you don't like, and then you can tell me, Thiago, but I hate my job. I hate my job. The problem is because you are obligated to stay in this job because of the money. In this case, you're going to feel depressed sooner or later. But if every single day inside your job you do like a really hard task, you pick the hardest task and then you complete that, your anterior mid-cingulate cortex increases. Guys, remember, I'm going to tell you something. Some of you have depression without noticing that. Nowadays we know that. Imagine that situation that something that you used to enjoy, you're not enjoying anymore. Having like a barbecue with friends, it was super enjoyable in the past. Now you just go, you just talk to people, but it's not really enjoyable anymore. That feeling, that joy, or that excitement of doing things that you used to do, and you're not having the same feeling. We like you literally feel normal, you don't feel anything. I asked someone, go to the park. Start breathing close to nature. Start appreciating nature and yourself. The person told me, Thiago, but I don't feel anything. I don't have any joy doing this. Going to the park for me is nothing. Characteristics like that, when you are having that behavior, we call this anhedonia. Write this down. If I'm not having I'm not enjoying what I used to enjoy in the past. Simple things. Going to family, to some places, going to parks, doing this, doing that, it was enjoyable in the past. I'm not feeling that joy anymore. I'm not enjoying anymore. This can be, maybe you can have anhedonia. And remember, this is another sign of symptom of depression. Because remember, nowadays we know, in psychology, we know already that you don't need to feel sad, to cry, and to do nothing for you to be diagnosed with depression. No. You don't need to have that behavior. One of the behaviors of someone who has signs of depression is when the person is not enjoying almost anything anymore like before. Pay attention to this. Thiago, why does this matter from this subject that you are talking about in this area in my brain, my anterior mid-cingulate cortex? Why is that? Because anybody who keep doing something that they don't like at all. They force themselves. Food that they're supposed to eat, and they eat, even if they don't like. Exercise, they don't like to do, but they do it anyways. They're supposed to do 20 reps, they do 25 reps. Like, they're always doing the opposite of what their brains show them. Those people will never have those signs of not enjoying the simple stuff. They are not having depression. Why is that? Because you become more sensitive. You are more likely to enjoy the simple things when you have that area stronger. David Goggins, for example, you know David Goggins, right? In the US, the guy, he runs like crazy. He does a lot of stuff extremely hard. And he's always obligated himself to do something painful every single day. Guess what happens? His level of joy, even while in pain, putting effort, level of joy, of happiness is really high. Even doing something that's really, really, really uncomfortable. That's why some of you see your friend and say, yeah, Jennifer, how can she does that? No, I even cannot understand how she's doing all that tests throughout the day. I don't know how even she can do this. I wouldn't do that, especially because I'm busy. Like, many situations you don't understand some of your friends, or even someone in your family, or even on social media, you don't understand why those people do so many stuff, so many challenging things, and then you don't understand even how those people can sustain that. Why is that? Because now their anterior mid-cingulate cortex is much bigger, is much stronger in their brains. Now, having situations that are super uncomfortable every day for them is normal. Guys, this is crazy because you can literally accomplish anything in your days, anything. You can literally go to another level in your work, in your career, in your physique. You can literally transform your physique because you're always giving that challenge to your brain and by consequence increasing that region in your brain. It's incredible. It's literally incredible. Start paying attention to your behavior. Remember that nowadays we know that the more pleasure that you have throughout the day, the less you're going to enjoy your activities. The more pleasure, the proportion of pleasure that you have throughout the day, any pleasure, I'm talking about any pleasure. For example, Tiago, give one example of pleasure, simple pleasure that I'm not realizing. Let's suppose you go back home, you are tired, you worked really, really hard in your job, and then you come back, you open the door of your house, and then you sit on the sofa. That was a pleasure. You said to yourself, no, I deserve to rest in my sofa. That was a pleasure. Imagine if you open the door, and then you go straight to take cold shower once you come back. Instead of going to the sofa, you take a cold shower. That's uncomfortable, that's painful, but guess what's going to happen? That region will increase. Every single time you are increasing slowly. And guys, remember, this area, it's close to the mid-cingulate cortex. It's called anterior cingulate cortex. A little bit different, but same region. That area, remember that I told you, this area is responsible for what? For focus. All of you who are distracted, who are multitasking, you need to know that this region in your brain is smaller. Because another thing that happens is when you have that bigger, it means that you're going to have more focus. And one of the things for you to do as well, for you to increase that region, is when you don't multitask. Did you get that? You are having lunch and then you are checking your phone. You are right here with me, but you are doing another stuff, completely different. Multitasking reduces that area as well. Stop doing multitask, focus on one thing. By consequence, this is another tool for you to increase that area. They are together. And remember, this is part of your limbic system. All of you who give up easily, who cry for something, who always feel hurt with anything that happens in your life, who are always like overthinking, anxiety or stress or symptoms of depression, all of you who have those signs, your emotions are not strong, you don't have emotional intelligence yet. For you to improve that, you need to optimize that region. And that's the best way for you to do. That's why, another thing for me to say, write this down. There is a treatment, a protocol in psychology that we call exposure response prevention. Write this down. Exposure response prevention. That's another way if you have, for example, someone that's really concerned of cockroach. You hate cockroach. You are concerned. you start yelling, cockroach, cockroach, in front of you, or snakes, or whatever. One of the things for you to optimize that area as well is when you apply this. Write this down, what I just said, because when you put something that's really scary for you, it's scary. Let's suppose it's scary. Example, it's super scary you talk in front of everybody in your job with your boss listening to you. You feel like you're nervous, you feel super nervous, right? So anything that you need to do throughout the day and you feel nervous, you don't have that courage, you need to apply this. In psychology we call response prevention. Always do this. Tiago, what does it mean? What does it mean? You literally, if you are concerned, if you have that fear of talking in front of 10 people, you slowly start talking to 2 people. Another time you start talking to 5 people. Groups of people. And then slowly you are always exposure to your fear. That's the best way as well for you to strengthen that area. Guys, start applying this. You're gonna achieve your best physique if you keep applying this, because this is related to your health. Not only here mentally, is also related to your belly fat, to your inflammation. Because Tiago, why my inflammation? What does it have to do with my inflammation? Remember, this area, the anterior mid-cingulate cortex, is also super responsible to modulate your immune system. Remember the B cells, the T cells that I told you that release all cytokines, like your dendritic cells release cytokines, and then you have more inflammation in your body? Remember that I told you that in one of the lives? And because of that, you start having insulin resistance, more hormone imbalance, more depression, more brain fog, low energy, insomnia, like all the bad stuff that you have, even more autoimmune disease. This area also is modulating your immune cells, your immune system. That's another reason why you want to strengthen that area. Increase the region, or the size of that. Because these affect your inflammation, these affect your hormones. Guys, this affects everything. It's incredible. That's why I went crazy when I found out that, because it's the region that affects your metabolism. Your metabolism. It affects your metabolism. So all of you who want to lose weight, for example, remember, connect the dots. Connect the dots. You need to connect the dots when we are talking about holistic body transformation. I'm talking about one thing that if you're not studying, if you're not following me here, all my thoughts, you will think that there is nothing to do with my belly fat. Everything's connected. You have no idea. You have no idea. That's why people are frustrated with their results. You need to prioritize that. Increase that region. Okay, finishing now. Margaret said, your comfort zone can be a bad place. You don't grow. Exactly. That's the point, guys. It's something that's natural. We don't grow, but the most important thing is because we literally grow a part of our brains. If we do something that we don't like at all, we do on purpose. And then remember the 5-second rule. I told you already the 5-second rule. 5-second rule is what, Tiago? You have a thought that you don't want to do it, you just give 5 seconds to your brain for you to think the opposite. So if you're thinking, no, today I'm going to skip my workout. No, what I'm going to do for at least 5 minutes. Boom! And then you start working out already. Like, you literally give 5 seconds to your brain to think the opposite. It's the 5-second rule. You're going to increase that range in your brain. And you're going to become emotionally stronger, physically stronger, mentally stronger. It's crazy. It's amazing, your body. Someone said, thank you so much. I agree, we need to push ourselves out of our comfort zone. Guys, remember, this generation is the weakest generation because we are always having something that's facilitating our lives. Our lives are much easier nowadays. This is making us super weak emotionally, physically, and mentally because everything is much easier. All of a sudden, like sooner or later, there will be like a pill that you don't need to exercise. Imagine when this happens. You're going to become even lazier. Your structure, the shape of your brain, the shape of your muscles, your legs, everything what is designed for you to take action, to overcome challenges. Not once a week. No. Every single time. And then you rest, and then you have another challenge. And then you rest, and then you have another challenge. Guess what's happening in your day? You are resting for 3 hours, and then you have one challenge for 30 minutes. and then you rest for 2 hours, and then, Thiago, give me an example of resting. When you're scrolling your phone, when you are watching Netflix, when you're just hanging out with friends. This is a resting. There's no challenge doing this. The more you do those tests that's not challenging, putting you in discomfort, the smaller your brain, that area in your brain. And then you become emotionally weaker. Your metabolism can become deregulated because of that. It's one of the areas that helps your metabolism. Helps your immune system, so you can even become, your immune system can become deregulated as well. For all of you who have autoimmune disease, all of you who get sick too often. Guys, connect the dots. I'm telling you. You need to connect the dots inside your body. Everything's connected. Your cells is paying attention to what you are doing, what you are thinking every single day. Okay? All good? Guys, let's crush it. Time to put your body discomfort to increase that region. That region is the thing. Let's make it bigger, that area in your brain. Remember, anterior mid-cingulate cortex. That's what you want to grow inside your brain. And I told you already what to do. Start today doing this, applying this. Do something hard right now. Something that you don't want to do right now at the end of this life. That's a test that I want to give to you. Something that you're postponing, do right now.